see, trends is eating up the church. It's eating up spirituality. Because now, if you ask a child now, what do you think spirituality is? They'll tell you it's somebody who speaks in tongues, somebody who does like this, somebody who does this particular. So having the form of godliness, like you rightly said, right? Vocal coach.
Yes, sir.
What's your final word to choristers about the dimension, the spiritual dimension, and the skill dimension of their singing?
I believe every chorister should be able to have an equal blend of the two, because if you are spiritual and you can't sing on a key, you won't be able to, even get to that dimension. Talk less of, leading. So you must be able to be skillful and also be spiritual. So every chorister should be able to, blend the two together. So that's all I have to say.
Wow. So there should be 100% here, 100% there. I think that was what Church Boy said.
Yes.
So, Church Boy, buttress your point. What do you really, when you say 100% here, 100% there, so what's your final take on what we've all discussed? I think Pastor said one should be higher than the other. That means what he's probably saying is that there should be 120% from the spiritual side. And the 100%, because it has to be 100% for the skill side. So if it's going to be more spiritual, that means 120%.
It needs to be maybe higher.
The thing is, we deal with human beings. First of all, when we say the skill, I think it is important to put in perspective. So somebody's not thinking, okay, I have to sound like Celine Dion or no, that's not what we're saying. The skill is basic.
Yes.
You can stay on key. That's even the first basic. You can stay on key.
Mm-hmm.
So as simple as that, your spirituality can find expression.
Yes.
But if you don't have as simple as that, first of all, with human beings, no music director will even give you the opportunity to express your spirituality. So if you're afraid,
yes.
The way you put it is so funny.
No, it's just
if you're afraid 500 hours in your house, and then the chariot of heaven, my father, the chariot of Israel is behind you. You, the music director, I will not give you the money.
You won't get the opportunity to
say yes. Because if something goes wrong,
they won't blame you.
Pastor will come to his office.
Yes.
Oh, I will call you.
Pastor Sese will come to his office and say,
I will call you.
young man, what happened to you in the service? So I will not give the opportunity to even show your spirituality.
No
So first
one
of
will
all,
connect.
Exactly. So first of all, when we say skill, we don't mean you have to.
Yes.
No. No, that's good. But we're saying the basic. What's the basic? Stay on key.
But you shouldn't be in the choir if you can't stay on key.
That's
You don't even
Why
get that.
why should you even be in the choir if you can't stay on key?
Why should you be in the choir?
That's why you do auditions.
That's a big question.
Those are basics. Those are
That's
basics.
exactly what we
Someone
mean by
talking about the
skill.
skill. Where I was looking at skill at a higher level where you're very good.
No.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about the basics.
And basics,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, if you don't have the basics, what are you doing there?
There's no point.
You shouldn't be in the choir.
You shouldn't.
All right, guys. So it's been a wonderful session. Even me,
If you don't have the basics,
Take it easy. Your own is always hot. The thing is, we happy enough for we have able hands on this set. So everybody here is either a choir master or a pastor. So we understand exactly what we face out there. I actually watch the pastor walk out a choir from stage. I've seen that happen more than 4 times. Yeah, in my lifetime as a choir master.
what happened recently?
What happened recently?
Online.
And one of the guys said, if you guys are not going to grow, I will lead the praise and worship myself.
Wow.
All of you go down. And they went down. And of course, if you play back what they were doing, you will know, it would actually applaud the pastor. Because of course, some of them have been in the choir for like 5 years, from what I knew. Why will you be in the choir for 5 years and you're still going off key? You can't even do the basic singing.
More than 10 years.
You cannot sing past, you cannot sing melody line completely. That's bad. And we have a lot of opportunities to learn. That's why we have this podcast today. So you can have your questions and not fear. And this one thing that's happening right now is actually a trend. I think it's really bad. People now go online, look for churches that have choirs that make mistakes, cut that area they have mistakes, and blow it out of proportion. And it goes viral. So you see a lot of people now becoming celebrities as off-key goers. Yes, I've actually seen a couple of them. You see a person singing and going off, and somebody else posted it and started laughing under it. I now see church folks making comments under that mistake the person made. That means the church knows good music, but they can't even afford to tell their choir to work on themselves, because I still believe that people can learn these things. I mean, I wasn't born a choir master. I had to grow the ropes to that point where I am today, right? So you can actually learn to be a choir master, or learn to be a chorister, or learn to be a good singer. Whether if you are singing bad at the moment, just put in the work and at least learn, like Church Boy said, learn how to not go off key when you sing, or go upbeat when you sing. Actually, two things are choristers.
Yes,
Key.
beat
These are the only two things that I think are a problem. That the skills that must be gotten
Yes.
is how to sing on beats and
key.
sing on key,
I know how to sing the melody.
and then sing the melody. In fact, you see, the thing is that as a choir master, right, if you won't be angry if your choir actually don't know how to harmonize as much as they don't know how to sing melody, because the melody is the song.
It's the song.
It's the song.
We come to the end of today's edition of the Choir Podcast, and we talked about the place of skill and spirituality in the choir, and how these things affect our singing, how it affects our administration, and how it also affects the people that are listening to us. It's not good to have a wonderful voice but lack spiritual connectivity when it comes to singing in the church. Now you can do that in the secular world. Even those in the secular world, they even tend to sing and have some emotions applied to their singing that makes you feel the songs as emotional and there and here and there. But as Christians, you don't depend on emotions only. We depend on the Holy Spirit to help us convey the messages in our songs to the heart of those who are listening. So on this edition, we talked about how important spirituality is, and even what is spirituality itself, because we really need to understand what it simply means. We also talked about how skill is useful and helpful to us as singers. So I'm sure that we've all understood what these two things do in our singing and in our administration. So I look forward to seeing you again on the next edition when we come with a different topic. Please kindly put your comment section, kindly put your questions and thoughts on the comment section, so in the next edition we can feature your question or your comment on that edition. See you. God bless you.
A champion, a champion, I'm a champion, a champion.